Now with a relentless mindset, whether it's rushing the passer, whether it's in coverage, like want our guys to play aggressive and play relentless, and they've been doing that. So proud of where they are now, but we still have a long ways to go.
After a practice like yesterday to get physical in there with Fred, is there anything you feel like you need to say to him in terms of walking that line between kind of pushing it and going over it?
I think Fred has done a great job of leading this team, leading this defense. So Fred understands, the limits. In this training camp, it happens all the time. And all 32 training camps, pretty sure scuffles and things like that happen. You want guys to be smart and understand we are teammates in this all, and it doesn't go further than that. But scuffles are going to happen in training camp, and that won't change. But guys, just understand you just have to be smart and continue to protect the team. That's what we preach to our guys: is continue to protect the team and everything that we do on the field and off the field.
Yamador Lenore made a couple plays today at practice. It's kind of how's his camp going?
Demo has continued to progress and get better. He still has a way to go and improving and showing that he can go out and do it on a consistent basis. That's one thing for not only Demo but for all of our guys. How consistent can you be, right? We want the consistency. I tell guys it builds trust. So if you can go out and perform each and every day at a certain level, your guys around you can trust you. So you have to build that, right? You have to earn it from your teammates by going out and showcasing that each and every day, right? And Demo is headed in the right direction.
With Darquez Dennard, how have you seen him from his performance at the end of last season just continue to make strides in camp?
Yeah, Dennard, he's been in at the nickel, and he's, again, another guy he's learned. He came in last year and did a good job for us on a short notice. He's done a good job, and now we have a lot of things in, so he's done a good job of picking those things up. But he's, again, another guy in that same boat that all these guys are just competing for a spot. All these guys are competing, trying to show that they belong. And Dennard has done a good job each and every day, right? He's done a good job. He's gotten better, and hopefully that continues to transcend in the right direction. But he's there. He's headed there. He's doing good for us.
Womack get some first-team nickel snaps today. Is that a competition there, or was it more about giving Dennard some snaps off because he's a veteran?
Yeah, it's with the way we roll our guys, we're just rolling them. So for me, and I tell our coaches, it's no ones, twos, threes. Like we want to see guys get in and compete against everyone. So nobody's a set one, nobody's a set two or three right now. Everybody is competing. So we're gonna mix a lot of guys in. So if you see guys out there in practice with the ones or twos, wouldn't put any credibility in that. It's not any weight there because guys will be mixed in each and every day. So you won't see anything until, time comes for the season.
What do you look to see when now that Kinlaw is part of the practices and team drills, what are you looking to see from him?
Kinlaw, I tell him every day I walk by him, just, hey, technique. That's the main thing. If he just goes out and just owns his technique, we're kind of ramping him up where he gets, a few reps a day, then we'll add more on. But the only thing Kinlaw has to focus on is just improving his technique, right? I mean, Kinlaw is a special player, special talent, but he just has to get back to playing football. It's been a while for him, so I like where he is, right? He's not pressing. He's not trying to do too much. He has the right mindset every day to go out and get better, and I'm seeing that from him in the individual drills and also in the team drills. He's done a good job these past couple of days.
Outside of those individual competitions, what are the biggest things you're looking to see at this point in camp?
I think the biggest thing right now is camp is, we have a lot of things in defensively. So the thing for me is who can handle it mentally, right? At this point in camp, you're tired, right? It's been long days, you're tired. Who can still handle it mentally in the meeting rooms and on the field? Going out and performing when you are tired, you are worn down. Can guys still go out and perform, communicate at a high level? That's where I'm looking at for training camp right now.
Can you speak to how long it typically takes a player to reach that level of consistency where the concepts and the technique and being able to play fast all comes together?
I think it's different for each player, right? Each player, right, depending on their processing, how they learn it, right? I think it's different, right? Some guys get it quicker than others. Some guys, it may take, 2 years to get. Some guys get it their first year. So it's all dependent on that player and also how much time that guy's putting in, right? Not only when they're with their coaches, but how much time are they putting in by themselves studying, and when you can see that when guys come back and they perform at a high level, you can tell the guys who've been watching film and studying on their own, learning from their previous mistakes, and actually getting better.
What kind of interaction have you had with Trey Lance through camp, whether it's on the field or just crossing paths out here? I mean, you tell him we're coming after you, or we're cover zero or nickel blitz?
Nah, it's just been for me and my interactions with Trey. I just always try to encourage him. Right? I think he's been doing a great job. So anytime I'm in passing with him, it's always just a word of encouragement to keep going because I think he is really doing a great job of really taking hold of our offense and leading those guys. You just see him growing as a leader. Right? You see him getting better. I'm encouraged by that and just want to keep encouraging him and understand that we're all in this thing together. As a defense, I want to make sure he has short fields to work on. So make sure our guys are playing at a relentless level, attacking the ball to put him in short field situations to help him out. Right? We surround him the right way. Right? He should be good.
Williams said that you guys know their plays, with formations, everything that the offense is running, and that basically whatever Trey gets, he's worked for. Do you notice him making adjustments, doing things like that?
Man, Trey is a very smart player, right? Even though sometimes our guys have been seeing these plays for a while, and sometimes they're on it, sometimes they're not on it. Everybody makes mistakes here and there, but it's just the way you see Trey, creating and making plays, even though guys may be in the right spot, right? He's still able to move around and create plays, and that's what's encouraging to see. And I'm excited to see him go out and actually play against someone else, right? Because he's done a great job versus us. So I'm excited to see him go play against someone else.
Like through the first week, Brandon Ayuk's been making a lot of plays and kind of wearing the defense out. Can you just talk about the challenges of a wide receiver who can beat you at all three levels and how that affects you as a play caller?
Yeah, BA, I think he's done an exceptional job of just getting better at his technique, right? And the thing you love about BA is just the contested catches that he makes, right? It doesn't matter, guys are in tight coverage on him. They're competing. They're where they're supposed to be. But when the ball is up, he just goes up with aggressive hands, comes down with the ball. So it's fun to see the competition that goes on with BA and our corners, our safeties. And it's great to see him, at the place where he's at right now, playing at a really high level.
I know you said don't read much into first, second, third, whatever, but Kadar Holman, did get some run yesterday with the first team with Ward having a rest day. Is that a reflection of him having a decent team?
Yeah, Kadar has gotten better each day. He's earned that. I talk about that consistency and earning the trust of your teammates. I think that's what Kadar has done. Right, he's shown day in, right? He's gotten better. He's getting better. So, yeah, he was able to hop out there with the ones. That's him being consistent in what he's doing. So hopefully he continues to go in that direction as well.
Eric Armstead lined up as a 0 technique, 9 technique, and everywhere in between. Can you talk a little bit about the value of having a chess piece like that and how it assisted you when you're constructing a game plan?
Yeah, Eric is a very important piece to our defense, right? Eric was the key for us last year when we moved him inside. He really took our defense to the next level, and we were able to, really play better down the stretch because of his move inside. So having a guy like Eric who's done it at a high level on the outside, but who's unselfishly moved inside and still able to perform at a high level, it does help the defense in a major way, right? His versatility has been great for us. So, we're expecting great things out of Eric, Kinlaw, Bosa, all our guys on our D-line. They're the ones who drive what we do, right? We can't do what we do without them. And Coach Kasaric and Coach Tapp have done an unbelievable job of working with those guys, and can't thank them enough for the job that they do and the energy they bring every single day.
Yeah, with Jimmy Ward, how much has it helped you to have a guy who's just kind of been a stabilizing force back there? He predates you as coordinator, but in the time that you've had with him, have you seen him kind of find his voice as that guy on the back end?
You see Jimmy becoming a true leader. I see when I first got here, Jimmy didn't say much on the field, but I can see him now, right, being in more of that leadership role. He has some younger guys that are back there with him now, but you see him becoming more vocal when it's talking to the team or it's bringing up the defense. He's becoming more of that vocal leader, And one thing you don't have to worry about Jimmy, he's going to go out and play lights out every single day. You don't have to worry about that. Like, he's going to bring it every day. He's going to be consistent. He's going to swarm to the ball. He's going to be relentless. He's going to compete every single day. And when you have a veteran guy who's been in the league for 9 years and he's done it at a high level and he does it at practice every single day, it just makes the guys around you better. So I love the competitive spirit and the energy that Jimmy brings to practice every single day, and then he goes out in the game and he's that same way, right? He's one of the best safeties in his league, and I'm happy to have him on our side.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
What's good? What y'all doing? How y'all been? Miss y'all.
Jimmy, how do you like the intensity of the practices, especially yesterday's, and whether you feel like getting the energy level up to that level kind of squeezes, better production out of both sides?
And the type of practices that we need to have in camp without the fighting.
How's the communication on the defense so far being at camp?
The communication is great. We've been rotating a lot of guys at a lot of different spots. And like I said, it's the same defense, same scheme. Got a few new plays that we added in, but overall, the communication has been great.
You guys aren't making it easy on Trey Lance, showing him a lot of different looks, and how is he responding? And
Responding great, has a great attitude. He's here early. He leaves late. Comes bounce back, makes plays against us, looks us right in the eye like a man. So now I respect his game, and he's my locker mate. So we talk every day. If I get him on a play, he'll come and ask me like, "Hey, what defense that was y'all was playing in, or what made you bite on this route and not go to this area?" And we chop it up like that. We're trying to make each other better.
How do you know when the secondary has begun to trust each other?
When we play on the string, we've been lights on. Man, sheesh, we've been making some great plays right now. We just gotta keep doing that every day though. But at the same time, like I said, we've been battling. Like I just saw BA today too, and Trey and BA connection is crazy right now. So they've been making plays on us. But overall, I feel like DBs, we've been stepping it up this year.
Fred said he made it a point to kind of bother Ayuk as much as possible to try and take him to another level. Have you seen him do that?
That's why they got the fight. I love to see BA fight. I'm just saying he's an aggressive guy, but we just need that every day, So because like right now he's having an outstanding camp. I feel like he's having the best camp out of everybody on the team, offense and defense. Okay, besides Bosa, Bosa gonna be Bosa, but I'm just saying like BA is taking his game to another level. It's crazy. I didn't win a one-on-one rep with him yet. Like I want to say last year, it was a couple reps that I won against him, but not this year. I'm gonna get him soon though.
Everyone talks about how quiet he was, kind of like how people said about you when you were young, that he's really quiet. Now it seems like he's asserting himself big time, not just fighting but winning on the field. I mean, are you seeing like a different side of him?
Yeah, confidence. I think that's what it has to do with. Coach Kyle is pretty good at bringing that out on players, so I'm pretty sure, like every team meeting we have, Coach Kyle will bring up BA, mess with him, try to critique his game, and BA never says anything, never says anything, but he's passionate about football, but you'll see he'll try to take coaching to the field because he goes out there and he works and he tries to work and he try to correct his mistakes from the film room and take it on the field.
As Trey's locker mate, how have you kind of seen him grow and mature as he prepares to take over as a starter?
Man, he brings the team together. He hasn't broke down the team yet, but I don't feel like he has to right now. I think he'll do that. He'll do that when he's ready. But as in like just talking to everybody, relating to everybody, I haven't seen him. Well, I've seen him mad a little bit, but not really. I can't really tell. He has a great poker face. So, but I just feel like he's being a phenomenal teammate and bringing all of us together.
That's good. Thank you, Jimmy.
All right, thank you.
Who wants to start us off?
How are you feeling getting
Feel
back
good.
back on?
Yeah, I feel really good.
I feel 100% healthy. Feel like I'm moving around really well. I feel like I'm moving faster, more explosive, stronger. You know, all that stuff, all the cliches you want me to spit out right now. But no, I feel good. I do. I'm excited. These you know, the schedule that they have me on, it's bothering me a little bit with these off days in between and not getting to play as much football as I want to play right now. But it's the right thing. That's why people that are smarter than me are making those decisions. So, but no, I feel great when I'm out there. I have no complaints about my health, and now it's just knocking the rust off, and that's coming every single day.
Laid out when you'll get to the point where you don't have those off days built in. Do you know that now?
Yeah.
I mean, we have, I know I say this to death, but we have the best medical and support staff in the NFL, and the way that they've taken care of me over the last 9 or 10 months, and every single step of the way, no matter what I've asked for or needed, they've always taken care of. It starts with Ben Peterson and his staff and the athletic trainers, and then it got turned over to Dustin Perry, which is kind of where the football stuff takes over again. And I'm so proud to be here and have them do what I, you know, and control my rehab and control the way that I play and train me to go each and every year. This year is no exception, and it was all that more important. And they certainly got the job done.
What was the final verdict on the weight at which you played last year? Did that end up being a little bit too high in your mind?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it all goes back to you know, when you reevaluate your film, and I had a lot of time to do that, being that I got out in week 8. And I think that for as much more production as I got last year and all that that everybody's been talking about, I still felt that I could do things a little bit better. And I'm back to playing a little, you know, the weight that I always played at before the COVID year happened. And that's where I've played my best football at, you know, since I was, you know, 18, 19 years old. And that's where I'm going to stay. And it's just getting better and better. And yeah, we're really pleased with where I'm at and the weight that I'm carrying and the way that I'm carrying it. So yeah, that's all good.
Like, what makes the guy next to you, Spencer Burford, a potential rookie starter?
I think the upside and the talent level is just off the charts. I mean, he's got the frame for it. He's got the size. You know, strong lower half, enormously long arms, and all the scout mumbo jumbo that you want to throw at him. That's why he's here. But he's a competitor. He's learning every single day, and he's done a great job being thrown into the fire. I mean, it's not. I think the guard position on our offense is one of the most demanding that we have, probably outside of the quarterback position. They have a lot of things going on the inside, on top of, you know, having to go mano a mano with some of the biggest and fastest dudes that play in this league. And he's done that and attacked it with great stride. And proud of Spencer and the work that he's doing. And he's still got, you know, obviously he's a rookie. He's going to have his lumps and have some things to do to improve on, but he's doing it every day. And you see him get that much better. And you see him take the coaching from Furster and Craig and Joe Graves and all those guys. And, you know, I think Spencer's going to be in a great spot. I think he's done a great job this camp. And you can, like I said, you can see those things every single day start to build.
We see you practicing running on angles next to him and the other guys. What's that like as far as a challenge for a rookie, learning that angle that you have to run on for the zone runs that you guys do?
It's tough, and especially if you're, you know, college football. You're not required to, you know, move as fast and as laterally and as technically sound as you do here. And what this offense asks of you to do as an offensive lineman, you have to be able to be athletic and move in space and understand the angles and the physics that it takes to block people and block them at the same on the timing of the play. And I can remember back when I was a rookie and how hard that was to grasp and how to not only play as fast as humanly possible, but process information as fast as humanly possible. And there's a lot of things going on. Like I said, a guard that is put on those guards with post-snap, pre-snap adjustments, all that stuff that you have to think about all the time. And when you're a rookie, you don't necessarily have it down, you know, like second nature yet. And so that just requires you to play that, or, you know, it makes you play that half a step slower. And so not only are you trying to figure out the angles and the technique that you need to use, but you also have to figure out the speed at which you play at. And Spencer's starting to get that every single day. You see him moving around more confident. You see him, attacking defensive linemen a little bit better in the run game. You see him setting with more confidence in pass pro. And, now that yesterday was the last day of our full install, so he's got a lot of things on his plate, and there's a lot of moving parts to our offense. And now he's just got to hone those skills in over the next 5 or 6 weeks and put himself in the best position to help our team win.
You lean on anybody, whether it's teammates, whether it's somebody outside the building, as far as your rehab goes. And was your rehab this time any different than any of the last?
I've never had I had never had a rehab that was a year-long process. I had one. The only time I ever missed a game in my career was in 2019, and that was only for 3 weeks. So this was a different deal, and it was a long, hard road, and sometimes you forget what it's like to be in it, and especially when your team's making the run that we did at the end of the year last year, it gets hard. And but again, I'm proud of the way that we attacked it. We had small goals every single day, and conquering big steps in each milestone, and the plan was laid out from the very beginning on November 12th when I had surgery. And it's been a lot of fun to get to do that process. It was an opportunity to grow, understand where I needed to get better, and how to use a brand new knee to get going. And and I feel as good as I've ever felt out there in the couple practices that I've had thus far. And in terms of leaning on guys, I just, my family for the most part, my fiance, my fiance became like a chauffeur, nurse, and cook all in the same time for about 2 months. So she had to deal with her patience was definitely tested for that period of time. But so I leaned on her a lot, and then my family back home, they were the ones who got me through it.
Inspiration from somebody like Klay Thompson. I know you follow basketball.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, the struggles that he's had and is well documented, and the time he spent away from the game of basketball, and then to come back and help, one of our generation's greatest franchise in the NBA succeed and win another championship when everybody's telling them that they're washed up. That's pretty damn cool. And not only is it our generation's, number one franchise or, most dominant franchise, but it's also the hometown team now. So it was pretty cool to watch that from right down the road, and was pulling once my Sixers got eliminated. It was fun to pull for the Warriors for sure, and be a Bay native now. So it was cool to watch those guys, and certainly the perseverance and determination that Klay showed is definitely something all athletes can pull from, not just myself.
Trent Williams question. Obviously, when he came here, everyone knew what kind of player he was, but John was talking about his wisdom, and I guess maybe he played a small role as far as being a diplomat and bringing Debo and the team together. And it's won our media award twice. You got a chance this year.
I think I'm in a dark horse.
A couple of years, I will do it eventually. I will win that award. I promise you. I'll guarantee that.
Well, I guess the question is, has he surprised you with just kind of whether it's his intangibles or just kind of who he is and the leader he is?
Absolutely. Trent has been an unbelievable addition to our football team. And to lose the guy that we lost and to replace him with Trent, I've just been so fortunate to be the counterpart to both of them. And both of them have elevated my game to a certain level that, you're chasing it, because that's the best that's the best in the world at what he does and what I do. And that's the standard of what you operate with. And to have that on film and watching it every single day from a football standpoint, that's pretty damn cool. And to be able to ask him across sits next to me in the meeting room to just be like, hey, what happened? To have that kind of wealth of knowledge and experience sitting next to me on top of he's an outside the box thinker on top of what it comes to playing offensive line. I mean, you see the way he does things on the field that no other offensive lineman really dare to try, and how effective it is, throughout the course of a season when guys can't get timing on him, guys can't figure out their film study because he's constantly doing things different to change it up, to not be able to get timed up, to not be able to get studied, and that's what makes him so great. And to have that knowledge and experience and just watching it every single day has been invaluable. But like you said, the person he is, he doesn't get enough credit for. He is an unbelievable guy, like you said, a wealth of wisdom, and patient with young guys and with other teammates, and always willing to help, and just so incredibly smart. He's seen a lot, he's done a lot, and it's been a pretty big honor in my career to be, two. You know, I had 74 and now I got 71, and I'm a pretty lucky guy in that regard. And so it's been a lot of fun, getting to know Trent over these last 3 years, and our relationship has just continued to grow and get stronger. And he's been a huge help to not only me, but like you said, he's very close with Debo and very close with other members of our team. Takes rookies in to train with him down in Houston. It's a big deal, and it goes a long way, and that's why he wears the C on his chest.
Talked about Spencer's confidence, and like that's a big reason that he's in the starting lineup right now. We always talk about what veterans and how you guys can teach the rookies. Is there anything that you can take away from the young guys?
Yeah, I think you can. I think you put so much weight on each rep when you get older and older and older, and you understand everything that's going on. And I've been in this system for 5 years now, and there's not much I don't know about it, and not much I don't know how to do it. But the more scars you get and the more mistakes you make, that kind of keeps hindering the play the way that you're supposed to play. And I'm a big golf guy. And so I always go back to swing your swing, and everything that you always wind up missing when you miss, it's not because you did something wrong. It's because you didn't do what you're supposed to do and what you've trained, and what you didn't swing your swing. And because of that, I think rookies have that in tenfold, because they're just out there trying to compete, and there's no weight of anything. Each rep doesn't have the weight of the world on their shoulders, because they're just trying to absorb everything that they can. And I think the freedom at which they operate and the freedom at which they compete, and as long as they have that, kind of dog mentality and heart in them, there's a lot to take from a young guy and the youth that they bring to the table. And we certainly have that in a big capacity in the O-line room. And I think, what do we have, like, Corey, 23, 24, 25 rookies, something like that? So it's all over our team. And that's a big deal, and it's something it brings a lot of energy to practice and a lot of energy to compete. And there's certainly things that we can all take from young guys.
Football question, but with Community Corner today, I know those are organizations that are close to your heart. What does it mean just to be able to take that time out and have your teammates be there as a part of that?
Yeah, it's the coolest thing. Obviously, it's been well documented of why those organizations are close to my family and me and all that. And we've been our community relations staff is unbelievable, with Stacey McCorkle, Michelle Beck, Saya, all those people. And they've been very, very cool to have. And our O-line has been very, very cool, because we all get to vote on which groups we bring into that deal. And so I think it was the third, maybe even fourth straight year we've had Special Olympics, Camp for the Stars, best buddies out there. And it's just, you can hear the energy out of them. You can hear, like, I'm over there, playing tight end. We're doing combinations with the tight ends, and we're standing right in front of them, and the things that they shout at you, the fun that they're having, it just means the world to you, and it gives you a little extra juice to play practice. And we're so excited to have those guys out today.
Rookies, what are your early impressions of Drake Jackson through some of the few practices you've already had, Mike? Drake Jackson, your early impressions?
He's got a lot of ability, man. He's, I've only gone against him a handful of times, so I'm not too well versed. But watching him practice it's fun. He's got a lot of ability. He's really long. He's got a lot of ability to bend, good motor, all that kind of stuff. And I think he's just, with the room that we have in that, I would argue that we have one of the best defensive lines in football, and certainly one of the best edge rushers on the other side. And to have those guys around him, and with the raw ability and the competitive fire that he has, and certainly Chris Kasurik as well, who is, who sets the tone for everybody at practice. I think the sky's the limit for Drake. I think he's going to have a great, career. I think he's going to be in a big role and able to contribute for us this year. And like I said, we have a lot of guys that are going to show him the ropes, and as long as he's got the competitive deal and drive in him, he's got the natural ability to get there. And it'll be fun to watch him grow and just get better each week.
One of those people that helps him show the ropes, because Trent Williams on Monday said him and Nick Bosa share tips, and he's a little bit apprehensive sometimes about giving Nick Bosa all the keys. You know,
Yeah, I'm not giving Nick anything. He's got plenty. He's got plenty of tools in his toolbox. But I'll certainly help Drake if he asks. You know, and you just learn every rep you get, and every time he takes a pass rush here. If you're not learning on each rep that you get and bank them for the next day or the next week or whatever, it always kind of comes back up. And he's going to figure that out. Every rookie does eventually, and hopefully it's faster than later. But he's yeah. I'm here to help anybody that wants it, except for maybe 97 because he doesn't need any.
Defense is playing great, which is good.
Yeah.
But they are disruptive, and it looks like they're throwing a lot of stuff at you. Is there any sense that you'd like to see some more, maybe a chance to do some work against them in some vanilla situations?
That's not my call. I will let DeMeco and Kyle battle that out. No, I think it's good for everybody to see everything because they do so well in base and they can play base all day. They've inside guys that'll just eat combination blocks all day and edge players that'll play make all day. And then, we got some of the best players in football at every level of our defense. And that's something that not a lot of people can say. And, being able to just eat up offensive linemen in games or twists or anything and let Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw, and Aziz, all them just have free reign back there, that's a scary thing for an offense. And that's why they do what they do. And the more multiple that they get, that's kind of the way the defenses in the league are going with this, multiple fronts, multiple coverages, multiple blitz packages, and it makes it really hard on offenses to prepare because you don't know what you're going to get. And I think the more that they do that, the more it's going to help our team, the more it's going to help us be able to recognize that kind of thing and be able to adjust on the fly because that's half the battle. You always think you know what's happening pre-snap, but something quickly can change on you. And so I think that's unbelievable value and value to train for us, especially with young guys up front and a young quarterback. So I think that'll be good for us in the long run.
Has being able to practice against that group ever made a regular season game feel easier?
I don't want to insult the rest of the NFL, but as a group, I don't know. There's certain rushers and players. Obviously, there's a couple in LA. There's you have all these guys that you can mention, and there's a long list of them. But I don't know if there's any group that's as unitly solid as what we have. We're so good at every position, whether it's nose, 3-tech, edge, and we're deep. And I think that collective, depth and ability makes it really hard to say that anybody has it better than we do. And obviously it's all opinions and people can debate that on ESPN all they want. But at the same time, it does make our job easier because we've been saying it for my 5 years, but Kyle's 6 years. But iron sharpens iron, right? There's another cliche for you, Nick. But it's the truth, and it's a blessing and an opportunity to go up against Nick Bosa every single day, Eric Armstead every single day, Samson Ebukam every single day. Like those guys train the hell out of you, and it's such a fortunate position for us as an offensive line and as a unit that we get to go against some of the best each and every day, and it's only going to make Sundays easier for sure.
Thanks, Mike.
camp like compared to last year's for you?
I'd say it's a lot different just because of, I've had a year in the system, so I'm a little bit more comfortable. But I mean, so far I feel like it's been pretty good, just improving each day.
Your body different? How so?
Yeah, I decided to put on a little bit more muscle, a couple bit more pounds, and I just feel like I'm in really good shape. I put a lot of work in this offseason, and I feel like it's definitely noticeable.
It seems that that's kind of a theme with the running back room. Elijah said he got a bit bigger, and you guys picked up two 220-pound guys. Has that been something you're talking about to be more physical in that room this year?
Yeah, we definitely want to be more physical. I mean, here that just being physical in the run game is a big part of this offense. So that's really just our mentality.
Trey, saw that you were working out with Dalvin Cook in the offseason. Just what did you learn from him that you're bringing with you into camp?
Really, I picked up a couple things from him, just working with him and kind of picking his brain. Since we're in a similar system or scheme, you could say, just being able to just trust my eyes is one thing that he told me. I mean, he said that I have great vision. I just have to trust what I see, and that helps me play a lot faster.
Can you talk a little bit about what your relationship with Anthony Lynn has been like so far?
It's been pretty good. We talked quite a bit, and we know that I'm a good player, and that I can play at a high level in this league. So he kind of set expectations for me, and I have them for myself. So he's expecting me to work hard every single day, and that's what I'm here to do.
The team continues to churn out running backs, Jeff, Elijah, all that stuff. What about this group makes it so diverse and so difficult for teams to stop?
We all bring something a little different, and like I said, we're different in our own way, but we're still very effective in this system. I mean, like I said, we run the ball a lot, and each one of us are great runners, have great vision, and I guess that's what makes it so effective.
Elijah said that he worked on just getting better in the open field this offseason. What's one thing, what's the biggest thing that you worked on this offseason? My follow-up to that would be, you walked in here with Concords, which is the best shoe on the planet. You tell me, what's your favorite Jordan?
To answer your first question, just being explosive. I felt like that's one thing that I felt like I kind of lost last year, just being explosive out of that first cut. So that's been a really big emphasis for me this offseason. And even still now, like in training camp, I'm still working on it, and I'm very conscious of it. And I'd probably have to say my favorite Jordans, I got to go with the OGs, the Bred 11s.
Looking back on last year, your first carry in Philly didn't end the way you wanted it to, obviously, and then the rest of the season, how did it go for you? And I mean, you and Banks and Trey Lance didn't play much, so how can that help you going forward?
I definitely learned a lot from last season. Even though I wasn't playing, I'm still practicing hard and getting those mental reps. So, I mean, I definitely took a lot of positives from it, and I feel like that's what prepared me now. Again, another year in the system, I'm more comfortable, which is allowing me to play faster.
Do you see that with Trey Lance too?
Yes, definitely.
Anything else? All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you, Trey.
That's it for today.